All right, so we got my beech tree here today. This is one of two beech trees that I have. I collected this in the spring of 2022, so it's probably about a year old now. I collected it from a beech tree that was in town, in a park in town. There's a really old beech tree that is there that I've always admired. I'm not sure if it's a copper beech or just a regular beech tree, but it does get these coppery leaves towards the end of the year. Beech trees get this really smooth texture. A lot of people compare beech tree bark to like an elephant skin. So it's this really smooth gray bark. A lot of people like to write and carve their initials or, carve into beech trees, which obviously is not good for the tree, but it's a popular tree to carve into. The mother tree from this one has a lot of names carved into it. So yeah, it was a tiny little seedling that I saw on the ground, maybe only about like that big. I was trying to grow one from seed for about 2 years, and I've never had luck having them grow from seed. But when I saw that this one was popping up out of the ground, there was probably about, I think, 20 of them. So I grabbed about 5 of them, just popping on the ground about that big. And about a day later, a lawnmower had come by and chopped off the rest of them. So I salvaged these guys from being run over by a lawnmower from the park. So yeah, I had about 5 of these, like I said, and only 2 of them survived. So I have this one, and I have one other one that I'll probably do on another video at some point. This one is a little bit bigger than the other one. I am starting to notice that the buds are starting to swell a little bit on this. So I figured now might be a good time to repot this and put it in some fresh soil. The soil that it's in right now is just regular garden soil, nothing crazy. So I'm going to try and use my mix of perlite and safety zorb with a little bit of fir bark in it as well. I don't think I'm going to do any cutting on this today. I might root prune it a little bit depending on how the roots look. So let's start getting this guy out of the soil. Okay, so let's get this out of here. So first, soften this up. The pot that I'm going to use is just one of these little plastic pots, so it'll be something along those lines. I'm not sure if this is too small. I think this will be okay because I don't think this beech tree is really utilizing the whole pot here. So we shall find out. So let's kind of smoosh this a little bit, loosen up some of this soil. Oops, making a mess. Yeah, this isn't utilizing a whole lot. Look at that, it's barely using anything. So yeah, let me just put some of this back real quick. There it is. Not a whole lot going on there, root wise. So here's what we were dealing with. So I think this could definitely work in this pot. Kind of break this apart a little bit. Very fine root system. I am going to go rinse this off. So I'll rinse this off. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the roots all washed off now. They are good to go. So what I think I'm going to do is, they're all pretty fine roots here. They're a little long. So I'm just gonna Just gonna tease these out a little bit. I might do a little bit of snipping on them. One that's pretty long is this center one right here. Although, actually, you know what I might do is looks like the root base is actually right here. So I might take it down. I might snip off some of these extra fine roots here. Because it doesn't look like our root base isn't for a bit. Our root base is right there, right where it curves. So let's take these down. These are super fine roots, which is good. All right, got a couple more here. Somewhere there. And then I have this really thick one right here I want to get rid of. And it looks like it's a taproot right there. So let's get rid of that there. All right. And then I think there's this one other one that is going straight down. And I'm just going to cut some of these for length. So we're left with a very fine root structure, but I think it'll pay off in the end. So that is super fine. All right, let's pot this up. Okay, so we have our plastic bonsai pot here. Has nice drainage holes there. So I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to put a what do you call it, drainage screen in there just because it has a decent thing there already. So we probably want that to rest somewhere about here-ish. So let me start putting some soil in. Okay, so let's pot this up. Let's kind of spread these out. Get a little bit more of a radial pattern here. I think a little bit more underneath there. I don't know where my chopstick is, so I'm just going to use this little plastic knife I got. Not really worried about a front or back on this, it's so small. Just in training, wanted to get it in some better soil so that it can grow, be a nice strong bonsai. Actually, I think I need to take a little bit out because I think I need to have this actually buried in a little bit deep before so these roots can get nice and strong. So it'll be buried a little bit more than it should be, but because these roots are so fine, hopefully it'll having this buried a little bit more will keep this upright. Because I don't want to tie it down or anything. I don't like tying down. Okay, that should do it. All right. Now let's give this a little water. Excellent drainage. All right, and here's the final design on this beech. So this is a very, very straight up and down, very straight beech tree, but you know, it's only just about a year old. So it is quite young, but hopefully these little buds start opening up soon and we get some nice leaves in there, and then next year maybe we'll be more selective and maybe we can get some more growth on here, and it'll grow up to be a nice bonsai. So there it is.